What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker here on Unique Access Entertainment. As always, please hit that subscribe button. It's right down there and it's free. That enables us to keep coming to y'all as often as possible with as many interviews as possible. Now, today we have the honor and the privilege of being joined by Nick Coldhands from Madness for Real. Thanks for coming through, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. So, Nick is from Madness for Real, based out of Denmark. So, few things to get going with that. So growing up in Denmark, I've only been to Norway, so I've been close, even though my parents named me after a Danish guy, even though I'm not Danish, Soren Kierkegaard. But that being said, uh, growing up in Denmark, how and why did you get into rap music?
Well, first and foremost, we started off, I think it was but we were early out. It was like 83, 84, when the first wave hit. And, I come from a classical home. My mom was an opera singer and my dad was a cellist. So I guess in kind of the spirit of rebelling, um, I found something that was so far away from what I came from, um, and that was hip hop. Also because it was new and it was in a state where we found out that we were capable of forming it ourselves. Because back then, um, you know, there was no access to abroad other than movies, a couple of movies, and we were reading German magazines in order to kind of keep up because there was nothing over here. Um, but we were, you get kind of inventive when you don't have a lot. So for us, we kind of created our own little world around this and was very serious about it because first and foremost, you know, there were only a few of us, but Danish hip hop scene has been very inventive and done a lot of things. We've fostered some great producers, some great DJs, some great b-boys, um, and we just started out strong and been holding on ever since.
Yeah, for sure. So then how did you start getting into the idea of doing production first, or did you guys form Menace for real first?
Well, we it kind of it kind of went through, you know, acquaintances. That was because, like you can imagine, there wasn't a lot of us that was into hip hop. So we connected pretty fast, the ones who were into it. Um, and I mean, since we found out that we had the same passion, we formed Bandits for Real in '86. Um,
Wow.
and we just started making beats right off the bat. So from there, we started as a group rapping in Danish, but producing ourselves and also producing other crews. Um, because we had more beats than we could use ourselves. And with that said, we got to be a part of a crew called Solid Productions, and Solid Productions were actually the ones who did the first Lifers Group record, which were through RIP, what's his name, Funkenklein, that was on Hollywood Basic. Um, and he facilitated that connection with Solid Productions that they could go into Rahway State Penitentiary and make the album. And on the side, they also connected with, they actually did a single for Vanessa Williams back in the days. Um, and that kind of catapulted into us having, well, not us, but Solid Productions having contacts. Um, and through Funkenklein, we actually got in touch with a guy called Doug Young, who was a street promoter for Ruthless. And through him, also because he was, at the time, back in the days, he was managing Low Profile.
Yeah.
and Low Profile came to Denmark for some shows. So that's how that kind of happened. And Doug Young told Solid Productions that Eazy needed beats, and that was kind of our way in.
Wow, that's crazy. If people haven't seen it, Dazzy D and I just did best albums on low profile awareness together, so definitely check that out. The link is up there. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Dazzy and I always have a great time talking with Dazzy D, but that one in particular is great. So with that being said, in when I did go to Norway uh, a long time ago, I was shocked that when we went to some of the clubs there, the amount of Above the Law and the Loonies and some of the West Coast stuff, not the multi-platinum that everybody knows in the US, but kind of the second or third tier popularity, but still phenomenal music like Above the Law, was being played in the clubs incessantly. So for you guys, did the hardcore, the low profiles, the above the laws, did the kind of everybody from the West Coast that you guys just gravitated toward, or was that just something that was in Norway?
Well, I mean, usually, especially in Europe and especially in Denmark, um, the East Coast was very strong. Um, and people gravitated much more towards the East Coast. But we were, I mean, we love the East Coast. Don't get me wrong, but for us, we were very early into Above the Law. We love the gangster stuff. Um, and I mean, you've been to Norway, you know that people are very diplomatic and having an opinion, especially, excuse me, especially an opinion that is, how can I put it, uh, unforgiving and straightforward. It can sometimes clash with people's personalities out here. But for us, we didn't have any problem with it being straightforward. And we didn't have any problem with, them expressing themselves because for us, listening to a group like Above the Law or Booyah Tribe back in the days was like listening to a movie. I mean, that's how we related to it because, you know, like I said, you've been over here, you know that, yeah, there's ghettos here, but nothing like in the States. So for us, it was more like storytelling, excitement kind of universe that we got into. And for us, we thought it had more edge than a lot of East Coast rappers and their stories.